Okay, everybody. Welcome to my first non-cooking video, I guess, of whatever I normally do and streaming video. But I'm actually doing Am I the Asshole videos because those are actually what I've been wanting to do for the longest. I used to do them on my podcast with my best friend, but you know, here we are. I just did 5 of these within an hour, so I'm exhausted right now. Your girl was in it, and the file got corrupted. So I really want to do this with y'all guys, and I want to hear what you guys think about what I'm about to go into. So I'm doing it again, but with different stories because I did say in that video that got messed up that I have been wanting to do these without reading them so I can be just as confused as you guys are or as surprised if not anything. So we're just gonna go into it. So I'm gonna do these in I guess in order in which how long they look. I think I'll finish with the short one. Yeah, I'll finish with the short one. So here we go again, Demi Lovato. Is that her song? I forgot. I don't remember. But I did forget to mention this is like the main thing. So it is the end of Pride Month, right? So it may be the end of Pride Month, but remember, Pride is forever for all of us. So July 1st does not mean the end of a Pride. So all of these are going to be in regard to the queer community, gay, pride, and all of those things. So let's go. Sorry, I don't have as much energy as I did before because it's fucking 11 o'clock now because I did the whole hour and used all my energy for that. But we're in it. So we'll start off with this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to wear a pride t-shirt as part of a joke? I mean, already the title sounds like they're ally, right? It sounds like they're ally. Woo, let's go. But I'm not sure. So we'll see. And I will post them here. I don't know how to do them. On this side. So two friends and I are on the back of an end of a backpacking trip. I can't even read right now. That's so tired. And are all and are all out of clean clothes to wear on the plane. We decide to buy a clean t-shirt to wear as a joke. We decide that we will each buy the ugliest and most embarrassing t-shirts for the others. We have good fun going around showing t-shirts to each other with the most ugly designs possible. After it says after about 30 minutes, we have found our clothes and are ready to reveal. Parentheses, I chose a short with the cheetah print because I knew my friend absolutely hates animal print, and the t-shirt chosen for me is Gay Pride t-shirt. Parentheses, it is not even that ugly. It's just a full t-shirt with rainbow colors. I tell my friend that I refuse to wear a symbol like that. That means a lot to other people as part of a joke. My friends get angry with me and tell me I have ruined the fun game and even continues to call me homophobic. Am I the asshole? How are you the homophobic one for not wanting to make a mockery or make fun of queer people? I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see what the comments have to say. It says, "Oh, this is an ad. It's a Marvel Rivals ad, and it looks like a regular thing. So I thought I was gonna read. What time is it? It's clobbering time. Sorry, I'm stupid. So the first comment is they're calling you homophobic for not wanting to wear a pride shirt in a mocking way. Not the asshole. What I just say. And your friends are really dumb. Period. Yes, they're stupid. It's not homophobic to refuse to treat an entire class of people as the butt of your joke, not the asshole. Uh huh. The next comment again. I forgot to say next comment. German TK. What's actually homophobic? That well doing just that, wearing the ugly shirt because it was ugly, despite the fact, as the OP put it, there was nothing ugly about that shirt. 8. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. 4 4 4. Surely it's more homophobic to remove it from choice. If it was ugly as the other shirts, it should have been a fair game. This person's kind of stupid. It says, except the color scheme, aka integral part of the appearance of the shirt, is this case is a symbol of the group of people it represents, which means it's disrespectful to mock the shirt for being rainbow, seeing as OP essentially said that it is nothing ugly or otherwise notable about it. Plus, there should be some things set aside in general for respect reasons when it comes to games like this. I wouldn't feel comfortable mocking a pink breast cancer shirt this way, for example, and many people would be upset if their country's flag was made fun of for being ugly. And then the other person comments back, plus, there should be some things set aside. Oh, it says, I'm not disagreeing, but where do you draw the line? What makes something important enough to be held exempt? This person missing the point. They're stupid. That's enough said. I don't want to sit here and argue, or not argue. I don't want to sit here and read people argue about something when the person's completely missing the point. If you guys gonna want to go read this argument, like you guys like reading dumb Facebook arguments, I will post the link inside the thing below. We go do that. I'm not gonna do that. I haven't seen OP respond to anything so far. It's just literally been the same kind of people arguing. Yeah, same person too, trying to defend something stupid, having a whole point. This person just wanted to argue. Yeah, nah. And then the last part, I see another one says, not the asshole, your friends kind of suck, man. This is 6 years old. So this was 2019? 2019. So WIBTA, would I be the asshole? It is from a deleted account. If I told my boyfriend that the pride flag he has hanging in his room makes me uncomfortable. Excuse me, I'm burping. All I have drank was water. And I still got cotton mouth. If you're wondering, I would be the asshole. I'm going to be working on assessing that insecurity that promoted this discomfort within myself. With that being said, try not to hate me too much as you read. My boyfriend has a hung my boyfriend has hung a very large rainbow flag in his room. I'm aware that the rainbow flag is representative of the whole LGBTQ community, but also has the rainbow flag is often considered the gay flag, which is why I'm a bit confused. My boyfriend is bisexual. I am a little discomforted by so they didn't disclaim if it was male or female or anything in between. They just went with the story. I don't own him. I will not request he take it down. He is his own person, allowed to live and decorate as he pleases. But would I be the asshole for voicing my discomfort? I've asked a few people. One called me homophobic and biphobic for being upset. One said I'm rightfully upset but shouldn't bring it up. And one said that it's completely disrespectful and I should be angry and talk to him. It feels like he's taking pride in being attracted to men while he's dating a woman. I also don't want to censor him, but mostly I want to be honest and let him know how I feel. So Reddit, would I be the asshole if I told my boyfriend the pride flag he's hung up makes me a little insecure as his girlfriend and I'm a bit uncomfortable with it? Edit. I am not or would never ask him to take it down. I'm asking if I should bring it up with my personal feelings about it, what it represents, or if I should keep them to myself. Edit 2. The phrase I used, it feels like he's taking pride in being attracted to men while he's dating a woman, has been problematic to some people. I think I must be harboring some insecurities because of his history of flirting while being in relationships. I see now that he could be perceived as near homophobic on my half, and I apologize for that. I think it's misplaced insecurity, and that has nothing to do with his sexuality and more to do with his history of being unfaithful. Some of these edits were definitely in response to comments. I should probably save them for a little bit later because that was kind of stupid. Low-key, the insecurity things were called out, and that is 100% correct. But based off of what I saw right here, chat, I don't know. I'm looking at like my screen, not you. So this sounds like perfectly valid insecurities in the sense of he used to text and flirt with people in relationships. That is a perfect insecurity to have. Why are you dating this man? Do you trust him enough already? Like, what's going on? I don't know. That's just kind of like, what does it tell you about this person that you're dating? And what does it tell you about yourself? Is that, you accept what's been given to you because it's what you think you deserve. And or worse, sometimes it's not always that, but sometimes it is that. And this is what that feels like. So I personally think that the way that you phrase things before you did your edits, of course people are gonna read you down for filth, bro. You was fucking up. You were telling them like, okay, well, like having an ideal for men, that's what bisexuality is. It is attraction to men and women, and it's what the essence is. Queen, I'm sorry, but that's, if you have some insecurities about that, being a bi person yourself, that's when you look inwards and try to figure something out, or maybe get some therapy, or talk to someone who's not biased in any sense, or frankly, the communication would be perfect because you're not telling him never to take it down. You opening up that conversation is what makes this better for you. Communication is always going to be key. I'm not going to ever tell you to not tell your partner something when it comes to those kinds of situations, because the deep connection you have with them is built on being able to talk about those insecurities and being able to build them, and then finding out what their response is how you as a person grow to know what needs to happen in this relationship. Whether their response is completely gaslighting, negative, demeaning in any form and fashion, instead of trying to figure out the root of the problem, then you know what this person really is about. Are they just narcissistic, which is kind of a strong word to use, or they just simply are as insecure as you are, or just not educated enough? Is then this is when you start to move on and think, so do we both need to go therapy together, or do you hate me, or do you want to have an open relationship? Like, it could just go any direction, but you don't know unless you communicate. You're just afraid of ruining things. You're not ruining something by expressing that something's making you feel a certain type of way, but you are ruining it by expressing it in a way that makes them feel like a lesser of a person. So when you start integrating, I don't know why I feel this way, so can we please talk about this and maybe find out why I do this? Because it might just be a me thing, but I think the pride flag means something great, and maybe I just don't understand what it means. So let's have this conversation. That's how you open up. That's how you have this. So let's see what the comments say. It says, you're the asshole. Having a flag up doesn't change the fact that he's made a commitment to you. Anything any more than taking it down will alter his sexuality. And then another deleted comment says, you can't be bisexual. You must choose. And of all weird words. Edit. OP has deleted their account, but it's nice to see in the comments that they truly understand how they could be been in the wrong instead of throwing a tantrum in the comments. So what I'm assuming is that this person actually responded pretty well to all the people's reactions in the comments from what it seems, but it doesn't look like there are many responses at all, because I don't see anything in the comments, because I think the account was deleted. But let's see what I'll read like two more comments to see what they say, because this is kind of short. It says, I have a rainbow flag hanging from the flag post outside my house. Put it up shortly after I moved to the neighborhood. I'm straight. I just think it's a nice message to send out into the world. Hey, a true ally. Okay, we love you. We fuck with you. Thank you for being a real ally. We accept your love and your cause. You're a good one. It says, neighbors from our area I used to live in had a flag that took up their whole front window. I loved walking past their place and seeing it. I'm an ally too, and if I had a flagpole, I'd do the same. Minus the stars and the stripes part, as I'm not in the US. Oh, I was like, okay. That's pretty cool. That's cute. That's cute. I love this. Girl, I'm sorry that we couldn't respond to you. This is also 5 years old from what I'm seeing here. If girl, if I could tell you anything, I would have told you anything I just said right now. If you're still reading these things, you ever come back and want to understand a little bit more, if you had not grown, we're still here for you, queen. Shit changes. You might be a different person now. Okay, so the next one. Oh, by the way, I keep forgetting. The whole group rating was asshole. They were rated asshole. But it makes sense why. But I can see as the growth has happened, they may not be the asshole anymore, but they would have been asshole if they were just telling them that this flag makes them uncomfortable without giving definition. But anyways, I digress. So the next one says, what's up with the would I be the assholes? WIBTA for leeching off my parents and accepting money gifts from them, knowing that there's a large chance that they might cut me off, they might cut funding if they find out that I'm gay. We're not rich, and my parents were extremely frugal with me until I became an adult. My parents paid for my college tuition, meaning I wouldn't graduate with any debt, which is a huge advantage and one that I'm eternally grateful for. My parents also bought me a new iPhone as well as a new MacBook laptop over a couple years. They even upgraded my phone. I'm starting an internship in another city, and my parents are offering to pay for rent. I've never asked for any of this, and they provided it for me. I think it's because I found a cheap master's program, and they figured the remainder of the school money could go toward rent. Again, very kind of them. I've never met anyone else that had these advantages, so I feel really odd and privileged as hell. Oh, at least you understand your privilege. Not many people do. The thing is, I have a secret. I'm gay. Chat, I have a secret. I'm gay. Anyways, I I know that my mom doesn't like gay people at all, and she thinks it's a lifestyle choice. My dad is from a less religious background, but generally follows my mom on these things. I don't think he knows much about gay people, and I imagine he's never thought about it much. Oh, trust, many of these people might have thought about it way too damn much. They're very overprotective, but also hypersensitive about sex-related topics. For example, growing up, my dad would tell me to look away during sex scene in a movie, TV show. We were watching it, and he would say, "It's violence. Don't look." Okay. I don't know what kind of sex you had if it's that violent. So I grew up with equating sex with violence. They also shielded me from gay people on screen. They would say they're pushing an agenda. Don't look. Yeah, hun, they were thinking about gay people way too fucking much. The other day, I confronted my mom on her beliefs regarding LGBT people. You can read that full story on my profile, but needless to say, I'm not getting support from them, unfortunately. And I'm probably going to go through hell and back with them before I get them to supporting LGBT people, if I'm able to at all. I have a, I've had a sinking feeling for the last couple of years that everything I enjoy in my life is temporary and that they could pull funding at any time. I didn't come out during college because I knew that there was a risk of being burdened with lots of debt. I almost came out to my mom when I was in high school during a particularly intense anxiety attack, but I figured it wasn't the right time. My parents have bought me an iPhone, a laptop, and they've paid for college. You said that already. I'm going off to another city to work a job, and they also offered to pay for rent as well. Okay. I feel really lucky, of course, to have these privileges, but the other hand, I feel like a leech. I feel like I'm leeching and in a moral sense stealing from my parents, knowing that they wouldn't fund me if they knew I was gay. I don't know, but I feel like they might. It sucks because I have so many things that I need to work out in therapy, but I feel bad about complaining to begin with because my parents are otherwise supportive and helpful to me. That it makes me feel like I have no right to be complaining about how they raised me or their political stances. So would I be the asshole? Uh, I'm gonna say this is such a hit or miss. My personality tells me like as the Libra rising I am, motherfucker. I feel like the right side is to obviously tell them, and you live with what you have to live with. If that's your moral, your moral stance, you obviously feel guilty for a reason. You feel guilty because of the way that this is all held on you. But it also, if you feel guilty because you've been told all your life that being who you are is wrong and that it's a horrible thing. So I don't know. But on the other hand, their ignorance is your suffering. Say that you do tell them and they do support you. It means that they truly love you. But if you tell them and they don't support you, they're fucking assholes and are horrible people. Honestly, if you can do that to your child for being a homosexual or queer in any form or fashion, you're a horrible person. And at that point, I would have wished you had fucking taken advantage of them in the first place because they were already horrible people to begin with, right? I don't know because something's changed. The drastic parts of life help mold another person's mind and teaches them growth. So I don't know. I honestly couldn't give you anything for this one because I would say if you know for sure that they were going to not take care of you and fuck you, say fuck off, then I would say do it. Take advantage, leech, because that's what their basis for your life is. I mean, the meaning of your life is whether you like men or women, anything in between. Like, then they suck. So that's where I stand. So it's a hit or miss thing. But if they genuinely don't care after you tell them, then you would have had leeched on them for no reason. Play the game. Play the game. Just do it. Play the game. Tell them after you're done. That's what I really want to say, but I just don't think that's the right thing to say. That's just how I personally feel. Tell them. Tell them after. I mean, I don't like the word you used. It makes me feel horrible. Leech. Leech. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. So I think I have accepted and continue to accept money and gifts from my parents. I feel like a leech asshole for doing so because few people I know get these privileges, but also I'm gay and I know that they wouldn't support me if they found out I might lose funding and support from them. You keep saying I know that they wouldn't support me, but then you said I might lose funding and support for them. So you don't know. You're saying words that contradict. So that doesn't really make sense, babes. I'm sorry. You genuinely don't know. If you have to say I know that they'll do it, but I also might, means that you don't know. So I feel like me doing this. I'm sorry. Reading back. I feel like me doing this could make me an asshole and a bad son. It's tearing me up inside, and I'd like to hear an outsider's opinion. I'm an outsider, and babes, how new. So you could still watch this video and hear from me. All I know is that, babes, you don't deserve any of this kind of pain. And yes, and I'm glad that you recognize the privilege that you have that many, many, many people cannot have or are not allowed to have in this fucking economy and life and society. So kudos to you for being a little bit more above and good head on your shoulders, you know. But also, the options I gave were out there. You either tell them now, deal with the consequences, you know, maybe it makes you a stronger person. You don't know. Or maybe they just still keep taking care of you because their love for you is better. It's about risk and taking them, and if you're willing to do that or not. But no matter what you do, you're going to have to tell them at the end of the day. Now, do you want to tell them and then get with after you have all of these things? Because here's another way to possibly get your guilt off. Do all of this shit, babe. Do all of this shit. Do all of this. Keep not leeching. Keep using your privilege to get better and higher in society for the sake of you and the queer community. And then tell your parents when you're finally ready, after you've come together, you know, maybe getting a little bit of therapy in the middle of the process and doing all these things, right? And then tell your parents and be like, I was too scared to tell you. And then that's not a lie. That's the truth, because you are still too scared to tell them, you know, and then see what they say. And then in the end of the day, you still got the benefit you needed. You're still safe. You're still correct, right? So you just did it a little bit later. That's it. That's the only thing I recommend. But let's see what the other people have told you. First comment. So if they knew, either they'd cut you off or they wouldn't. If they wouldn't cut you off, then clearly you weren't a leech now. They support you as your child and love you, and that wasn't conditional on being straight. If they would cut you off, then they're heartless people so bigoted that they abandoned their child for their orientation. I said that. Even if they don't cut a contact completely with you, at this point, you're essentially going through life with a major disadvantage by not having a family to lean on. So for your own sake and survival, taking advantage of the generosity setting up your life will help compensate for what everyone should get. But also, if you're better off when it happens, the harm caused by the bigotry will be less, and they will have less to be accountable for as people or in heaven. There's a greater chance that in time they could learn, and you can all heal with less suffering and pain caused by it. Parentheses, I don't mean not having rent. I mean being in worse financial situations down the road whenever whatever hard times hit you in life without familiar support. So either way, you should take it. Whether they deserve your trust in them, they care for you, or whatever they're bigots, so fuck them. Take it. Part of you will love them and want their love either way. So when you feel like a leech, know you aren't responsible for your secrets. They're responsible for providing their unsafe people. Taking this now is the best chance for a good relationship long term, and the best chance for that they forgive themselves if they realize how wrong their views are. ETA, not the asshole. You ate. Yes, baby. That's what I feel too. Thank you. The next comment below, because there's no response. I haven't seen a response from OP once. Do not come out to them until you're financially self-sustained. Leeching, quotation marks, off homophobes is not a bad thing. I wish you happiness and freedom. Yeah, I get that. You would not be the asshole. They are treating you the way that they would treat a straight child. You deserve anything less because you're gay. Your parents have their own shit they need to work out, apparently. Until they show you that you are capable of being supportive of the real you, you aren't obligated to share with them your real self. And there is no reason to treat yourself or allow yourself to be treated as less than. Let them take care of you the way let them take care of you the way they would their other children. Come out when you're ready. You get to do things on your own time, not theirs. So far, these comments are eaten. They say what they need to say. Say what you need to say. Sap those homophobes dry. There's nothing. Okay, I don't feel like reading this whole thing. So I'm just looking for a response from OP, and none so far. But all these comments are good. If you guys want to go read it, like I said, I'm going to post the links for each one of these stories on the bottom in the description down below. Okay, so on to the next one. We only have two more left. We're doing pretty good on time. So, am I the asshole for telling my cousin the truth about who outed him? I can relate to this story. So can my other cousin, but it's whatever. Let's go. My 19-year-old female cousin, Rico, 19 male. I always get confused on why they say that. So my 19-year-old female, her, and then cousin, Rico, him, 19 male, was an angry kid growing up, always getting into trouble, getting into it, smoking and holding, shoplifting and skipping class. We didn't grow up in the best neighborhood, and after my tío and my cousin Ruby, I knew this person was Latino the way they was talking, died when we were when we ugh, died when we were 12. My tia didn't handle it well, and she started drinking a lot and couldn't really be the mom that she was. My oldest cousin, his oldest brother Miguel, 24, male, was already in college by then because he graduated early, but he tried to come home as much as he could to watch out for Rico. By the time we were 15, he'd quit baseball, almost dropped out of school, and was falling in with the gangs. Thing, thing was Rico is gay, and obviously no one could know. He'd been sneaking around with this out kid I'd made friends with at this private school. I went to his scholarship across town. They met through me hanging out at my house. They'd only see each other at my house, or Rico would take the bus cross town to see him. Only me and Miguel. I'm laughing for no good reason, and I'm an idiot. Sorry. Only me and Miguel knew because Miguel followed him once to see why he was constantly going way across town every other day, and I guess at some point took. I'm sorry, guys. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about a movie, and the way this is written is just like the movie. I can't even think of the name right now, but it's the one with the teacher who goes to, like the Latino teacher who goes and teaches all the kids. I should know this is a very popular movie. Even South Park makes fun of it too. And so does Roger. Roger plays the teacher on American Dad when they go and teach the urban kids. Oh God, I'm going home. Yeah. And I guess at some point took a picture of them being lovey-dovey. Because when I told Miguel that Rico was getting in deep and people was asking him to do more illegal stuff, someone made an anonymous post of a picture of Rico and my friend kissing on IG outing him. He definitely couldn't roll with the gang no more, and it definitely became too hard. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Became too hard and dangerous for him to stay in our old hood. He was forced to go stay with Miguel and his girlfriend. It was honestly the best thing for him. Miguel was way more stable than their mom and him going to that nice school in a suburban college town where he didn't have to hide. He thrived out there, and now he's in college in pre-law, and he's with this really nice guy. He's still staying with Miguel and his girlfriend. They've been fighting a lot recently about dumb stuff. I went to a party out there over the weekend with Rico. We were just hanging out and getting really drunk. Rico was bitching about whatever dumb thing that him and Miguel were fighting about. And from what I remember, I told her to just shut up and be grateful for Miguel since he outed you and got you out the gang and our old hood. He got mad, and I think I tried to get him to calm down, and Miguel did it for his own good because he kept saying that Miguel had no right. After that stuff gets murky, I woke up the morning hungover to 12 missed calls and 20 texts that Miguel basically screaming, asking why I told Rico. I went over to their place, and all I hear is them arguing, Rico pissed and telling Miguel he put him in danger, and Miguel telling him that he had to force Rico's hand. Neither of them would talk to me, and now they're just mad at each other. Am I the asshole here? This one's hard because this is when it comes to no one has the right to out anybody for any fucking reason. And it did put him in danger, but it also was the reason why he wanted to save him from being in that bullshit. And I understand that. You don't need to be in that kind of environment, especially whenever they see us as enemies, as they see everyone else who isn't them. You know, like it just any environment where if you're considered a fucking monster for just simply being yourself, that's horrible. Nobody will want that. And I think it's just misplaced, and especially the way that they grew up, they sound like they grew up a little bit, you know. I mean, not obviously in a harsher environment, where they grew up in a place where the educational system wasn't the greatest, and they were trying to get help and be better because that's what fucking society did to them and life. That's the hand that they were dealt. It sucks. I don't really agree with her getting drunk and saying that shit, but she got drunk and she said it. You know, she needs to own up to it. Yes, you're the asshole. Miguel's the asshole for outing him whenever it wasn't his place, and he's an asshole for getting mad at Miguel for trying to take care of him and getting him like taking care of him in this new school and trying to get him to be better. I think everyone here is the asshole because girl, it wasn't your place either. Everyone sucks. I think everyone sucks. It tells me what the judgment is, but I'll tell you in a little bit. So OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Unintentionally causing a huge argument, revealing something that should have stayed quiet, accidentally causing family drama, drinking too much. That's what I said. But the accidentally causing family drama, that was going to happen whether you liked it or not. Some way, somehow, someone was going to say some shit and it was going to be that way. I have a Latino family too. I have an Asian family too. And I already know how people are and the way that shit starts. Always starts. It doesn't end until it ends. And that's just how it is. These bitches be acting way too nosy too. Chismosas everywhere. Chismosas, chismosas, chismosas. So here's the first comment. Good on Miguel for getting your cousin out of there, but outing is not a joke at all, and honestly, mad disrespectful, dog. As someone's who's been outed, you shouldn't have thrown that in his face. Yeah, that sucks, baby. Yeah, no, this is OP's responding. Yeah, I know, and I didn't mean to say nothing, and Miguel did it for a reason. I know you didn't mean to do it, girl. Like, I know you didn't mean to do it, but you're still an asshole at the beginning for even happening. But I'm proud that you're holding yourself accountable because that's the biggest thing that I always tell everyone. If you can at least hold yourself fucking accountable for what you did. Nobody's perfect, but you're even worse for not taking, accountability for it. Yes, you did mean it. It was no accident. You weren't drunk. That was deliberate. You thought Rico was being ungrateful. It pissed you off, and you wanted to take him down a notch and acted impulsively without realizing there's an immediate consequences. You feel guilty because you knew you were wrong by adding fuel to the fire, and you've helped jeopardize the most stable familial relationship Rico had. That's what you really meant by I didn't mean to do. You need to completely own what you did and apologize if you want to gain either one of their respects. Now, do you know them? This comment is out of pocket. Do you know them? You sound like you're hurt from something that happened to you in your life and you're just lashing out, projecting everything onto somebody else. You don't know, baby. That was uncalled for. I already went over the accountability thing. And if she did mean it like that, then either way, the result is the same. The way to handle it is the same. Hold yourself accountable, get better, and apologize to all of them. The other one says, and what about the other kid who didn't have a safe place to escape, so it seems? That does suck, because the other kid, I don't know, we don't know much about his boyfriends. And then the next comment is like, you're the asshole. I'm glad Rico's safe, but outing someone is not only dangerous, but really, really disrespectful. Yeah, we know. The fact that it worked out is a miracle in itself. You should not have used what Miguel did against Rico in the fight. You made this bed, now you need to lay in it. Yeah, we all know. Here's another comment. You're the asshole, of course. It's not even a situation where Rico was looking for answers and you thought it was in his best interest to tell him. Instead, you used this a way to try to shut him up during an argument. Also, you don't really remember what you said. You think you tried to calm him down. How much were you drinking? Yeah, we know. This is all the things she said. This is OP is only 19. Yes, they're kids. This is what happens. This is kind of normal when it shouldn't be, but yeah. And honestly, it depends where you live. The other places, drinking age is 18, 16, depends. The next comment is, nah, I don't feel bad for Rico. He was getting into gang culture, which is a great way to cut your expected lifespan by several decades. His current path is drastically better for him. I really sucks how it had to go down, but he wasn't going to make good decisions on his own. OP needs to learn to keep her mouth shut, though. Holy shit. One of the biggest take is that take it to your grave secrets. She just drops the shit once she's had a few drinks. Not someone you want to confide in. Yeah, yeah, so OP, Rico's life was going right for once, and you may have just derailed it. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with what I said at the very beginning whenever I made my own comment. Everything I said still stands. Like, it's a bunch of horrible things. These people are low key just adding fuel to the fire instead of like coming up with valid reasons and solutions. They answered the question though. Uh, Everyone keeps saying that she's the asshole from what I'm reading in the comments, and I don't see any responses from OP at all. But the overall was everyone sucks. Everyone sucks. And I agree. That's what I said at the beginning before I even read all these comments and stuff. We're on our last one, and it's a short one because I'm getting cotton mouth again, and I ran out of water, and I don't want to get up to go get some more. So this one is, am I the asshole? I don't know what to do. It better be fucking okay. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. I think I skimmed like for queer words, and I think I found some. So it's one of those. So me, 24 female, and my friend Caleb, he has parentheses. Yeah, parentheses. He has recently come out to me as transgender and gay. I don't know how any of this works, so I'm so sorry if I offended anyone in my not intention. 25. Okay, so Caleb is 25. Have been friends for years. As I said, he recently came out to me as gay and transgender, and I'm all for it. I'm very happy for him. He's recently been going through a tough time, and I've been trying to comfort him. It was about body image and sexuality, and whatever the topic is, I will try my best to make the person feel better. For some reason, he got really offended. I literally just told him, Caleb, I don't really know how this feels, but I am always here for you if you want to talk about it, and we'll offer support. He literally explodes and tells me I shouldn't be the one talking because I'm not experiencing what he is, and I don't know what he's on about. Which is true, because why would a straight woman, understand how a gay transgender man is feeling and what he's experiencing? I told him that, and he just left me on red. We haven't talked since then. Sorry, my English isn't the best. Am I the asshole? There must have been something else said in this. There's no way. I mean, people with a bunch of insecurities tend to lash out on things, and if this was all during text, the way that misconstruction happens inside of a fucking text message is wild as fuck. Like, me and my best friend had some of these issues because they wouldn't read it the way that I did, and they would always misinterpret, while I would just read it like with the blank slate until I heard it from their voice, or like I just try to imagine them in person. How would you say this to me in person? And how would you like give me your facial expressions? But not everyone thinks like that, right? So they always misconstrued whatever's been being said. This also sounds like it's missing so much fucking detail. Like, what? Like, maybe you said something in a weird way, and this person either overreacted or low-key reacted exactly as they should because of the way that you probably said it. It sounds like you left out a lot of stuff. It doesn't really sound like it's full on like, hey, I messed up, you know? Like, I don't know. But I can also see how this person is. Like, the amount of insecurity that hurts a person. It's like whenever a straight man lashes out because of his insecurities, when he's actually not straight, he's gay, and he starts behaving very, very negatively. Like, the amount of emotion that comes from that causes you to lash out because you're so focused on that emotion rather than, what's actually happening right now. Of course, they're completely two different situations, but the amount of intensity and emotion is the same, where you just feel something so strong, I can't think about anything anymore. And then you hurt everyone around you on accident. That's what lashing out is. So let's see what it says OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. What I told Caleb should be judged. What I told Caleb should be judged, and if that was to mean. What? Should be judged, and that is what's to mean. Like they shouldn't be judged or shouldn't care what people think. I think that's probably what they might mean. I don't know. If that's what they mean, yes, but not everyone thinks like that too. Like, I don't give a fuck what people think. Negatively. Like, I care like if you talk about me positively, but if you got something negative to give me, right off me, bullets off of. See ya. Where you at? Because I'm bulletproof, bitch. We're all different. We're not a monolith of people, and we don't have to all be the same. If you care about what people think, that's okay. So you do something to take care of yourself for to, you do what you need to do to cope with it. And we just hope that it's in the best ways. And if we can find them, we will. So what's the first comment say? Not the asshole. You sound like a wonderful friend. Personally, I just text, hey, I'm here. I'm there if you need me, and give them space. Nothing you wrote seems like a trigger to me. So they might just be getting used to newly transitioning and feeling uncertain about things. Hopefully your friend realizes that you're on their side. If not, well, not much you can do about it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, facts. So next comment is not the asshole, and I'm not even sure he is either. What he's going through is a lot, and I guarantee even with your support, he feels isolated and alone. Hiding yourself for a long time and then coming out as crazy is a crazy amount of stress. Not to mention all the other mess of emotions that comes with it. He's more likely lashing out, what I say, which doesn't excuse his behavior, but you need to keep it in mind that it's not personal. He's just got a lot of big feelings and nowhere he can put them. Even support can feel like an attack when you're in such a place. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like you just can't help it. Like you're so overwhelmed with everything. But even like when I told my friend, it wasn't an excuse for them to treat me the way they did, but just know that I understand. And how we move forward is based off of how you decide to treat me from here on out and understand me too as a person, because relationships are mutual and their communication, no matter which version of relationship they are. Not me getting a little too deep. Sorry, chat. Uh, for many people, it can be very hard to understand someone else's experience and be there for them, even if you have even if you have good intentions. I myself struggle at it, as I'm very logical and took me years to understand and become more emotionally mature. Fortunately, not sure what would be best, but from my perspective, maybe they just need a friend to vent. No, but your friend sure sounds like one. Not the asshole. So no comments from OP, but it sounds like everyone's on the same page about this. It says what was it? The overall was not the a-hole poo mode. What does poo mode mean? I don't know what that means, but I agree. Not the asshole. Chat, you guys let me know what you guys think about these things. What time is it? Did I finish it? This one, oh, it's about like 15 minutes lesser than the last one, but I was yapping away in the last one. So, I mean, I was yapping now too, but I think we did good. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I do have some new stuff coming up on TikTok in particular. So all these are going to be on YouTube, and they're going to be weekly. So I'll be doing one every week if I hadn't already said that. And then on TikTok, I have one called Confidant, which is Confessions Anonymous. So I have already a few lined up of people telling me their confessions. They don't have to, they can tell me and then make it anonymous. I'll read it anonymously, but also if you guys want to just submit things to me anonymously, I definitely will take more. But I'm going to read them. This is like ways that you can tell me about your life, your stories, and things that you want to talk about, or just something to relieve off your chest. Anything that you guys feel like would be possibly helpful for society as well, because there are people who are going through the similar things that you're going through. And if not, you could be going through something crazy. Just know that there is still a support system out there who could possibly help or give advice or do something to make you feel a little bit better. But also, it's just nice to get things off your chest sometimes. So I'm happy to do those. And those are going to be on, like I said, TikTok. And then I will have, since I'm part of the creator program now, I'm not getting money or anything yet, but I'm part of the creator program now. So if you do subscribe to me, or I think a subscription on there too, there will be extra versions of those too. So obviously the more we get, the more that will be uploaded. So for everyone, we'll have, I think, an extra upload on the subscription list. So if I upload one from an anonymous, there's going to be another one that's anonymous. And then I think I'll just do some special ones, and I'll even tell you some of my personal stuff that I haven't told anybody, other than, like, I'm an open book though, so there's kind of very few things that I haven't told anybody, but I haven't said it online yet, so different story. Well, anyways, I thank you guys so much. If you guys want to catch me on anything, don't forget we do live streams on Saturday, and we do them. It's Heka Brujita. We do our cooking show, and then every Thursday I do. I do my live stream for spooky stuff. So we do watch spooky stuff. I'm getting more into my favorite thing in the world, which is creepypastas. So we just watched a couple of creepypastas unintentionally because I just clicked on them on this profile that I was watching, and it was amazing. So anybody has things to send them to me, whether it's about this, about anything else that I do. I'm just happy. I'm happy to do it. And it's all going to be on Heka Streaming, unless it's the cooking one, which is on Heka Tempting. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys for watching my YouTube videos, and I want to make more. Bye.